today it's all about my cannas. 6 weeks ago I pre-planted my cannas in the house to give them a head start for the season. Now they're in the garden and now it's time for them to go into the ground. So 6 weeks ago I potted all the rhizomes up and look at them now. And this is the reason why I do this exercise, to give them a head start for the season. Because if I put the rhizome into the ground right now, it would take a few weeks before they're that size. Some of them obviously haven't grown that much, but there again, the rhizomes were also tiny. But others, like the Cleopatra here, has done tremendously. So the varieties I have, this is Tropicana Yellow. Tropicana Yellow has a beautiful orange flower. Then you've got Cleopatra, and this is a variegated flower, as the leaves. The leaves are variegated too, and the flower is red, yellow, and a little bit of orange as well. And then I have Scarlet, and this is just green foliage and beautifully, really vibrant red flowers. So, and they have done really well. Then I've got this one here, which I have no idea what variety it is, but it's nice like all of them. Usually I put them all into pots, but this year I'm actually going to put them into the ground because we're redoing the terraces, so they're just going to be in the bloody way. I might put 1 or 2 in pots, so, and this is where they're going to go. This is all going to be full of cannas, and it has been really, really dry, hence the grass or the moss being kind of burned, but there's supposed to be rain soon. So I think I'm just going to go for the look that I put everything into the place. So you've got the variegated flowers, we have the orange one, we've got the red ones, and also Canna Lilies aren't actually a lily. They're closer related to birds in paradise, bananas, and arrowroot than actual lilies, but we call them Canna Lilies anyway. So this is the Cleopatra, which has the variegated flower. This is the red one. I'm just going to have a look where I want them. And also Canna Lilies prefer full sun. They are okay in dappled shade, but if they're in a shady place, they should have at least 4 hours of sun per day. So keep that in mind when you plant them to get the best results. I actually have grown some of mine in mainly shade. They did okay. They weren't quite as stunning as they could have been, but again, they did all right. It's just incredible to see how quickly they grow. They are such grateful plants. And also they prefer well-drained soil. They like it moist, but not soaking wet. So that is also something to consider. And clearly today, out of all days, it must be the windiest day ever. Oh yeah, and I just remembered that one of these actually has yellow flowers, but I don't know which one it is. So we'll see when they actually start blooming. So that's the idea now. So you have all different varieties. They're all in one little spot, and when they actually start flowering, it's going to look absolutely amazing. Well, in my head it does anyway. So, and clearly some of them will go. So it's going to be a couple of pots I'm going to make out of those ones. And why is it so bloody windy today? Let's just plant them up, and I'm going to add a little bit of fertilizer, just general fertilizer. NPK is 15, 6 and 12, so just general fertilizer. These are rather greedy plants, and that they're getting what they need. Cannas are not hardy. If you live in tropical climate or where you don't actually have any frost, they're just perennials. You can leave them out, and trust me, they will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Here in the climate I'm living in, at the end of the season, I have to dig them up, and I store them in the basement. I've got a few videos when I dig them up, and then they live in the basement in the cardboard box quite happily for, 6 months. And then after that, around about 6 weeks before the threat of the last frost, that's when I usually get them out of the basement and pot them up and start giving them a head start in the house. So a little bit of that. We have had no rain. This is as dry as a fart, but I'm going to give them a very, very good soaking. Before I start potting them up for the season, that is when I split my rhizomes. And when I make, several plants out of one clump of rhizomes. So let's actually have, before I throw this lovelessly into the hole. So this is what, 6 weeks ago, they were no roots. So all of these nice little, light roots are all new. I mean, here you can see, actually you can't see the rhizome very well, but these are really nice roots that have developed in just, like I said, in just 6 weeks. So now we're just gonna move it, jazz it up a bit. Into the hole it goes. And a little bit more fertilizer. Make sure the root ball has really good contact with the soil. You don't have to press as hard as I do that you can hear some sort of snapping sound. And the rhizomes are quite shallow. It's the other roots, the fibrous roots, they go down into the ground. But the rhizomes are quite shallow. And I like to put trench around it so that the water stays near the plant. And that's what I'm talking about. So you have the root ball here in the rhizomes, and then there's a little trench. So when I'm pouring in water, it'll stay near the plant. And also when you do something like this, you must make sure to give them enough space. They will grow quite vigorously and quite quickly. While you would want to have like a big impact right at the beginning, trust me, over the season, they'll fill out quite nicely. Again, just think about it. 6 weeks ago, they were just rhizomes. There was no foliage whatsoever. So now just a good watering in. And as you can see, gentle, I'm not with my plants, but they better get used to it right from the start. So pot number 1, that one is gonna go in there. And this is actually 3 varieties. So the Cleopatra, then we've got the yellow Tropicana, and it's either gonna be yellow or red. I'm not sure, but it's gonna be quite nice. A rainbow pot. So I'm gonna have to get the hose again. It puts the lotion in the basket or it gets the hose again. Anyway, so that is pot numero 1. Let's get a second pot and then put the other ones in there. So now I'm just gonna put the last 2 in here. And they're the same variety, so they're just gonna fill up. I love when people go, tease the roots out a little bit. I'm just like right in there breaking them. Well, Chelsea flower show standard, this is not, but they're gonna be just fine. So I'm gonna get the hose them, and then we're done. While this looks a little bit messy right now, it will look absolutely amazing just in a couple of weeks. I mean, they will come into their own and they will start growing because now the roots actually have space to expand and to grow. Clearly, there's going to be plenty of updates. Anyway, that's me for the day, and I shall talk to you guys later. Bye.